All right. It's July 16th, 2021, 9:45 a.m. Looks like the CPAP machine has been on for 10 hours and 17 minutes. Let's see, is this filming? Yes. I haven't filmed a dream summary in months because I'm like, who cares? And I don't even want to remember my dreams. But I just caught up on a lot of sleep here, and it was pretty intense dreams. So I just woke up from one. The most recent one that I just woke up from, I was in some kind of record store, maybe with my sister. I don't know. And I was just flipping through this. It was like a plastic sheet, like kind of folder, and then he had these just newspaper articles in there, yellowed newspaper articles, and I think the first one said, it was just this little headline saying, all the great masters have adapted to the something about social media, but that was wrong because it was 1984. It was like in 1984, all the great masters have adapted to Star Wars or whatever, and then there was like clips of different reviews from movies that year, and there was one like of a young Don Johnson of Miami Vice fame, but I guess before Miami Vice, he had sort of long curly hair, and it was him, and then in the background, like a close-up shot of him in the background, it looked like it was a medieval dinner or something, and there was like sort of kings and people far in the background at a table, and the headline said something like, exciting movie with all the classic masters playing the old guard, the old republic. And so I don't know, like, who's a classic kind of Shakespearean movie actor, like Laurence Olivier or something was in the background. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know Don Johnson was famous before Miami Vice. That's kind of cool. And now I'm remembering that that's in my brain because I was going through Instagram. Every now and then I click on Miami Vice photos, and last night it was showing me a picture of young Don Johnson with his Melanie Griffith or something. And so I guess he was somebody even before he was in Miami Vice. So that's what I'm realizing dreams are. It really is your brain just taking in little bits of things that you've already seen and learned, and it's trying to file it away in your memory. So it's not like the dreams are anything new or special. It's just a way of making sense of what I've seen. So earlier on, when I woke up at 6, I had just woken up from some kind of dream that was running around like it was either prison or some kind of school or something, but a lot of it was just looking for a washroom, because when I woke up I realized I had to pee. And I'm like, oh, it's only 6 something. So I looked for my earplugs, and I went back to sleep. And then, yeah, it's 3 hours later now. And then there was just a big dream just before I went to the, let me see, is this still filming? The bookstore with my mom, or whoever it was. Because I told the guy, oh, my mom used to write for the newspaper. And he's like, oh, yes, I know the name, kind of thing. And then there was something where I was kind of like in an apartment. It was all white. I was floating above like a white bed. I was hiding, like not hiding, but I was trying to do something. And my dad's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, ugh. So I went to the other bedroom, and I was going back and forth between these bedrooms. And my sister was like, I think that my nephew and niece were like, Uncle Josh is trying to do something. And I was like, my sister comes in, she's like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, please, like, just let me do one thing. I've got a good idea. And that's just my brain trying to put together like the visit, because it's a lot of that. Like if I brought the little box of toys that I found on the street, like, I can see she let my niece and nephew play with it when I was doing it with them, but I can see it's one of those things. It's like, stop doing that, or my dad's will be like, stop bringing things home. Like I had some old kind of fluffy pajama type things that I found. I don't know, they were being given away like a year ago or something, and I was and they would fit my niece or my sister, but they're like, oh, don't stop bringing things in the house, my dad says. So that's just all, family politics. It's interesting because I haven't really slept the past couple of days. Like when I got back, I guess the night before the comedy show, I went to bed at 11 and then got up at 7. I was still tired. And then the night of the comedy show, I sort of was excited and just sat outside the club on the steps using my phone for like an hour. And I got home at like midnight, and I went to bed around 12:55 a.m. And then I put on a podcast. So I probably didn't fall asleep till 2. And then I heard somebody banging around at 6 a.m. Somebody heavy walking or something. And that was yesterday, but I powered through the day, and I was really tired, but I still didn't go to bed till like 11:30. And so I'm realizing like sleep is important, even just for incorporating your memories. Like it looks like my brain is sort of trying to absorb the memories from the past few days. Although my sister left yesterday morning, so I guess that's okay. That I'm still putting those memories in. But yeah, that's the thing. If you don't get proper sleep, you never even sort of hardwire the memories that you can remember. But it's also important to write things down. Like my friend Maria from university just messaged me last night on Facebook. She's like, I was helping my mom clear out the basement in Woodstock, and she just gave me this, and it was a bunch of clippings of like poetry I wrote from the Glen paper, and then one from my friend Louis, a little article he wrote. And I'm like, I never would have remembered that I wrote poetry. There was a cartoon I wrote for an article I wrote. I'm like, I remember getting in trouble because I drew a girl in a bikini, and the feminists complained that I was sexist or something. It was a guy thinking things that were distracting him from doing his work, I guess, and it was beer and smoke and girl in a bikini. But now I'm realizing, or yeah, like I never would have remembered that if it hadn't been written down, if I didn't write down those poems. Like you can't just. I keep thinking, well, even if I forget everything and lose all my photos, I'll remember and I'll start new things. But no, you've built a lifetime of things that takes you a lifetime of things to do. Like Shakespeare couldn't sit down in 10 minutes and write his whole oeuvre. You got to do a bit at a time. So that's cool that she has that, and yeah, I miss her. I haven't seen her since university, and she just posted that the next generation is going to Glen, and like her daughter is actually standing outside the school and starting school, and I'm like, but I'm still like 18 in my head, starting school, and now she's got a daughter that age, which makes me sad. It could have been my daughter easily. All right, well, I was gonna lie in bed even more and just try to sleep some more, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna start wallowing and stuff, and I just gotta keep making the most of every minute now, and just get up, and maybe I'll go for a jog, and then just sit down and go through this pile of papers and finish my taxes and review that keyboard that my mom I got for free from a sponsor, kind of because I want to give it to my mom, and take a picture of a T-shirt I got for free, and I got to read a book there so I can review it, and then film an interview with the author. Lots to do. So hope you're having a good Friday. Let's do this.